and we off to the moon.
It was beautiful to hear it, to see Rand smile and be proud of me. All I've ever wanted to do was to make Rand proud. He gave me the opportunity at Banter. But in the same...
What are we watching
On the other
here,
side, I'm just very proud of myself that through all of the mental abuse that happened in a long period of time, that I managed to get myself back on track. And I'm just proud of myself that I still got it firstly, but that I never lost my belief.
Sometimes there has to be two sides to me, because I work with Sheldon, but I'm his mom. So from a working perspective side, yes, it's great and the team feels successful and everything, but from the mom side, it's I worry. I mean, all that pressure isn't great, and as a mother, you don't want that type of pressure for your child. The amount of work that goes in behind the scenes, what people see, they see Sheldon rock up to a show and present, right? But they don't know what goes on for the rest of the day, and just behind everything that happens. And sometimes I ask the question, you don't need to do this. Why do you do this?
Growing up was a very big roller coaster.
We didn't have it easy as kids. We kind of grew up in an
area
that
a big video
was very
coming out this weekend. Sheldino, bro, I haven't seen this show. I haven't seen this, guys. This is, guys, you caught us a little bit before the stream was supposed to start. So welcome to everyone. Welcome to everyone. If you're watching for the first time, subscribe to the channel. If not, just smash the like button. This is a Friday banter. It's where we get together with all the banter hosts, except Dylan and Hustle sleeping, and Dylan's away in Mauritius. And we just talk about the markets, and we talk about life in general. And you just get a little bit of an insight into what banter's about. So yeah, welcome to all of you guys. Welcome to the front runners, the Sniper Club, and all those guys in the chat. I see everybody here in the chat. Sheldino, I'm quite excited about this video. It looks like it's quite a production, bro.
A little bit, yeah, into the sniper team side. A little bit of kind of get everyone. You know, I think the markets have been tough last couple of weeks, and I think it's important just to see that, hey, banter, sniper, all of us together here, we're working hard, and we have a real story, and we there's a reason why we're pushing hard every day. So I think it's going to make that love aspect in the community. I don't think there's any YouTube show like banter, because we have family, and I think this is just going to spark that up again and get a little bit of an insight.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the rest of it. I'm 3 minutes and 50 seconds in as you can. Kyle, good of you to join us this week, sir.
Yes, Kyle, nice to see you, sir.
Good to be back. Good to be in the studios again with everyone as well, like physically in Cape Town. It's great.
How was the bachelor party? How was the wedding?
It was good. Yeah, everything worked out smoothly. Yeah, nice to be back.
Tell us the worst story from the bachelor party. Like the worst story from the bachelor party. The worst one.
I think, you get bachelor parties that when you under 30, and then bachelor parties over 30. So over 30, this was an over 30 bachelor party. So there's nothing really too serious there. It was pretty mild.
Man, sounds absolutely boring. Sounds
the hangover was over 30. That was quite nasty.
Kyle, are you loving Dubai, bro?
Yeah, I love it.
Like
is also hub of the world. They adopt everything first.
You don't miss home. You don't miss us. Like, don't you miss Run just coming in and interrupting the shows and stuff? Like,
especially that part. Especially where he used to come and take over the stream.
No, I mean, I must say, Carl's been in the office for like 3-4 days this week, and it's been quite cool. He brings his sense of humor. You know, like Carl's got that dry sense of humor, makes everyone laugh. So he brought the sense of humor. Carl, I just want to ask you. There's in the studio. There's like these balls hanging from the roof. How did they get you?
Yeah, through them. I threw them. They Rand's magnetic balls. Rand's ADHD can't live without these things. He has to play with them all the time. I told him this morning you can find those.
You can hear it on his shows. You can hear it.
Bro, it's addictive. This thing is addictive.
Oh, even you on it.
I tried. Bro, I'm all there, and I got another one. Like it's fine. Don't try this. Like genuinely, don't get one of these for yourself. Honestly. Yeah. It's really good, but it's in my pocket all the time. It's really good.
Chaps, how are we feeling about the markets? I mean, Sheldy, you were bullish a week ago. You said bounce, bounce, bounce. I said to you, look, I can't be your partner in crime. I just don't see Trump changing his moods. I've braced myself for quite a long market, tough market. When I say quite a long, tough market, I don't see Trump changing this until at minimum end of May, but if not end of May, it could go as far as long as August and September. I mean, that means that we could get another one of these 7-month brace periods where we basically just for 7 months just chop and change, basically. Like we very similar to this, actually. I think like we could be. I don't think it's going to be 7 months, but I think we're going to be very, very, very much similar to this pattern over here. How are you guys feeling about that? Or do you agree, first of all?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just trading the ranges at the moment. I think the market's quite volatile. So I think if we are going to chop, I think it's important to trade the range for as long as this goes on. But I do see the shorts just piling up. So the squeeze is on the rising at any point. And I think it's going to come at any moment. But yeah, I think prepare for the worst. Prepare for chop.
Carl, how are you feeling? Carl, you told me you cashed out, bro. You just walk me through when you cashed out and why you cashed out.
Sure, yeah. Look, in January, I started to see, I was ready in December, there was bearish divergences on both the stock market and crypto. Leading into January, my plan was to take my broader portfolio, let's say I was holding like 20, 30 coins, and just start to consolidate those. So I took all my memes and I consolidated into the biggest meme, which was Pepe. I consolidated the rest of my altcoins into Solana, and then everything else I put into Bitcoin so that I had 3 positions, which would be easy to manage so I could cut. So the bearish divergence wasn't enough for me to exit. I needed to see a proper break of structure, which meant that my actual exit came when I think Solana was about 260, Bitcoin was 92, and that's pretty much where I just cut everything into USDT.
So you're 100% now in USDT?
Yes. Right now, as of right now, I'm still 100%, but I am looking to play the short-term moves. So I'm busy preparing right now. I could jump in at any moment. I'm watching for this current pullback, which I think over the course of the next 2 weeks, I believe that we'll find either a higher low or new low, and I plan on buying that at least for a bounce. And if that can transition into a longer-term swing trade, then great. Otherwise, if it leads into a lower high, I'll cut the position again.
So just are you using any specific charts, any specific indicators? Yeah, well, what's the indicator or the chart that's giving you this?
Sure, I can screen share if you want.
Let's go. Let's screen share.
I mean, I don't want to take the whole show over here, but I'll go through as quickly as possible. So some of my high time frame bias is being led right now by the MACD on the 2-week scale crossing for the second time, just like we saw back in 2021, where we did find the final top also off of bearish divergence. So this is a concern for me, which is why, I kind of want to take more traders approach where I'm in and out. And if the market does continue and we continue to rise, but this is coming off a serious height, which means this could easily go down. And this, you have to think of like an oil tanker, right? When the oil tanker starts to turn the corner and it's committed, it's not just going to quickly chop and change back. It's committed. It's committed to the turn. So this is telling you a high time frame that there is quite a lot of trouble, right? So I'm really targeting the bottom of this parallel channel over here, which is about 72K. And my medium time frame bias, like let's say over the next 2 weeks, is being led by, the decline in trading volume. So that tells me not to trust too many of these pumps. You're obviously clearly coming into resistance over here with a lower high. Daily exchange volume continues to diminish, showing that there is no real momentum in the market. And most importantly, we're about to print the bear moon tomorrow on Saturday. And you can see how accurate this has been. Bull moon price goes up, bear moon price goes down, bull moon up, bear moon down, bull moon up, and now we're coming into the bear moon. So basically, I'm looking for this. I'm treating this as the trading range. I would either like to see price do that, where I'm going to be a buyer, or if price comes down to put in a higher low in relation to that side of there, I'm also going to be a buyer in the short term. That's in a nutshell what I'm looking at.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jeez, I've got a bit of a TA lesson there. I'm actually just looking.
What, Carl? So just while we're on this, so I'm a person, I think Run's also a person that we've kind of held a lot when it comes to these type of markets. Like, what's that feeling when you're actually just sitting in cash? You don't have that FOMO to get back in? Like, what's that? How do you keep that under control?
Look, I just have my rules and I just simply follow that. And I say, if price can reclaim this level, which in this instance would be $94,000, no problem, I'll jump back in. Chances are I'll still get a higher low that's below my exit price. So I would say for the first 2 weeks when I originally exited those positions, it was very emotionally difficult because obviously nobody saw the next move down coming. So I know 𝗏𝗏 also got a little bit of heat for that. So I didn't want to make it too public. Like otherwise, I told obviously the audience in Whale Room and everything. But yeah, I definitely struggle with emotional swings. And when I see prices moving, I'm like, oh my word, maybe I've just missed the bottom. But it is what it is. This is over time. I usually will win, even if I'm wrong 1 or 2 times.
I think this is the most important thing to actually talk about, like to be wrong. So I was calling at 100. My first short was 104,000, and I shorted it down to like, I don't even know, 98 something, 100 something, and I was keep seeing the same things. We talked about it a lot of times, and we're like, okay, there's something going to happen here. And what happens is that everybody in the comment section and around and everywhere, people are so bullish. It's so difficult to keep at your own thing that I actually closed, and then I took a massive hit because I flipped long based on all the pressure. So this time is different because for the past 2 weeks I've been calling for lower and lower, and we shorted literally every single pump that came first confirmation short. And it's just very difficult to keep at it. But I think this is my biggest learning from, and I paid the price on this last massive drop. I paid the price of not really keeping to what I know. But if you have a thesis, you got to stick to it. And you just,
I think that's what it comes down to is, I just have my trading style and system that I stick to. And as the years passed, I learned to trust it more and more and more. Whereas in the past, I may have ignored some of the signs because your emotions get in the way. But I've learned to become more robotic, which I think is
exactly essential.
So I feel fine. I feel fine now. But I like to also maintain that optimistic viewpoint that the cycle will continue and that this is just let's call it just beyond mid-cycle shakeout, and that we're still going to be bullish, maybe leading into the end of Q3, 4, maybe even Q1 of 2026. But I have to put my money where my mouth is, which is if the trends are down, I'm out.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I think as traders, I think you guys are right. As investors, what do you do? What do you do as an investor? Like for me as an investor, I went more conservative. So when I say more conservative, I exited all the non-core plays. I had like a small position in AI agents, and that was like my insurance in case the market bounces. Like if the market bounces, I'll make the money back in the AI agents because that probably was the highest probability of success and the highest alpha. But generally, I went into conservative mode. What is conservative mode? Bitcoin, Solana, tiny bit of ETH, which I still had left over. And then like things that I'm willing to hold for the next cycle that are like Radium, Drift, the Perpetuals protocol, things that I kind of want to hold forever and doesn't really matter to me whether, the market goes up or down. So it's quite interesting. Like Carl, you're out of the market completely. I'm actually all in the market. 𝗏𝗏 does 25 trades a day.
Yeah, I literally just recorded a scalping strategy for the weekend, literally for Ren to see, so he can understand how I'm taking these 20x leverage positions. But it's very simple. I think when it comes to investing, you have to understand what you really want to do. For you, Ren, like sitting on a massive wealth, it makes a lot of sense to just allocate some of your wealth and hold it for multi-cycles. But most of the people who are looking at it have like, I don't know, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000.
Yeah, agree.
If you have time to wait, and you have time to wait, 5 years, don't do anything else. Buy Bitcoin, buy Solana, just put it aside and wait. But a lot of people want to accumulate more dollars so they can have allocation into different things for long run. And for that, the only thing you can do is trade. And when it comes, I tweeted in January, that 2025 will be traders heaven and investors hell. And it's proven right so far, is that this year is about rotation, jumping in and out of the market. And you can't even have open. This is why I recorded the scalp trade, because you can't even have longer. You can't have 2-day trades, 3-day trades, because Trump sneezes one and then it's gone. Like you have to. Yeah,
I must say, 𝗏𝗏, I think your trades have been amazing. I'm actually following your calls, your long short. I think the reason why your trades have been able to be amazing is, look, I mean, we've got different traders here. Like if you think about it, like Kyle is all out of the market now and he's just chilling and he's waiting for the trade, right? 𝗏𝗏 is in every day. Like, okay, there's a pump, I'm going to go short. The short, you closed some shorts this morning, right? You started to close your shorts.
Yeah, I closed 70%. Yeah, I closed 70% of it because I think a relief is coming. But this is the thing. Like, I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. I can't. I'll tell you what my problem is. My problem is, and I wish I could change it, but I can't change it. Is I can't go short. I'll tell you why I can't go short. Because generally, I'm not good at exiting trades. I'm not a trader, so I'm not good at exiting trades. I don't have, like, if I make money in a trade, I get rich and then I write it back down to zero. That's pretty much my life because I'm an investor at heart, right? And so why don't I go short? Because if I fundamentally believe in Bitcoin, I know that the upside can go from 100,000 to 1 million, and the downside can go from 80 to 72, 70, 50, right? And so for me as an investor, I can't go short because I think if I get caught on the wrong side of that trade, and I don't exit quickly, and I don't exit quickly because I can't sit in front of my computer all day long, then the problem is for me that I'll miss the exit or I'll miss the entry. And that's why for me what I do is I buy things that I believe in and I hold, and then all I do is rotate. So my investment strategy is I buy, I hold, I rotate. So I'm always invested in the market. Sometimes I'm in more cash, sometimes I'm in less cash. But ultimately, I am rotating from narrative to narrative. Now I want to go to Sheldon. So Sheldon, Sheldon's the best in the bull because Sheldon is like me, but only he's a trader. And the way I say he's like me, but only he's a trader is Sheldon and I are naturally optimistic. We naturally see the good in things. Kyle is much more of a skeptic. So Kyle will always start off with a base assumption that it's bad, and then he'll work his way up to. He does.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would just say I'm extremely objective.
Exactly. That's
because I've been burnt in the past. That's why. So can I just say one thing just very, very quickly? I think, even as an investor, you have to identify and realize that the market has changed, right? The famous last words is this time is different, but this time really has been different in the sense that altcoins haven't taken the same adoption as previous cycles. And maybe it's just got this institutional bit, and that's the only reason we saw Bitcoin go up and very few other things went up. So I think that, I made a tweet as well that if you want more Bitcoin, the best way to get more Bitcoin is buy more Bitcoin. And the reason that I say that is because we always try and speculate using altcoins as a vehicle to get more Bitcoin. And I think every investor should still be profit taking when things get heated, but you can still maintain that 100% exposure by just rotating from the heated altcoins into Bitcoin, because it's been proven that these altcoins don't last multi cycles.
Well, I mean, some of them will, and some of them that do last multi-cycle, you could say has been proven, but let me give you some examples. Solana, ETH has been multi-cycle. My first entry on ETH was $9. It's still even today at the worst part is $2,000. Like great. Solana, my first entry was at like $2 or something. And my big entry was at about $13, and it's at $150. So it's cool. Injective, my entry price was 7 cents. It's trading at like, I don't know, 12. I haven't looked at $12, $13. So you can say they don't last multi-cycle, but those that do last multi-cycle end up giving you 100 and 1,000x returns. I know a lot of them don't last multi-cycle, and that's why I have a thesis in terms of what I'm willing to hold multi-cycle. Let me explain the thesis to you, right? In terms of my thesis, I go back and I say, what is this blockchain thing that we all invested in? And I go back to the core fundamental principles, and that is we create value and we trade value. So that means that there's 3 layers. There's the create value, there is the trade value, and then there is the value, right? So that's the 3 layers of blockchain. So by virtue of that, the layer 1, where you create the value, right, is always going to be there. ETH will always be there, Sol will always be there, Bitcoin will always be there, because we'll always be creating the value on the chain. Next thing is we'll trade the value, right? And for trading the value, there'll be DEXs and there'll be perp DEXs, and people will always be more interested in the casino than the boring spot DEX. And therefore, I go into DEXs and perpetuals DEXs. And then I go into the bucket of the actual value. The actual value is the actual projects. As it relates to actual projects, I couldn't give a fuck about projects. Like, honestly, like in and out, chop and change, don't really care. Because I know that the probability of a project succeeding is like 1 in 10,000. But the probability of a chain succeeding, a chain is a function of all the projects that are building on the chain. And I mean, I'll give you like one example. If we can launch one social application that rivals Facebook on one chain, or one social application that rivals Instagram on one chain, what do you think the value of the transactions on that chain will be? Okay, so let's just look at some numbers just for shits and giggles, because I think that this is where the whole thesis actually plays out. So look here. So let's quickly go to Solana, and let's just assume that that this thing is built on Solana, okay? And we look at the market cap of Solana. The market cap of Solana is currently $80 billion, fully diluted, $80 billion. Now let's go to Meta, right? And let's go to Meta, which is Facebook, which is the holding company of Facebook. And let's say that we eventually finally build just one application. Just one application. The market cap here is $1.5 trillion. Okay. So now we start asking ourselves, when there is one successful blockchain application, what will the value of the chain that processes all the transactions of this application actually be? And then you say, but it's not logical to think that on a Solana or on a ETH, there'll only be one successful application. There'll be one, and then it'll be two, and then it'll be 10. And that's why I say that the minute that one app or one use case goes mainstream, we just need one. You're talking about $1.5 trillion, and you're talking about the disparity here, which is $70 billion. And that's one. That's a use case. That's a sample size n equals 1. That's why, to me, I'm placing the bets on the winners. Let me ask you a question. If there was one,
you can see Ton and Telegram as well.
That's why, despite everything what people have said, all the negativity around Ton and Pavel and 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗲 and this thing, I've been a long-term holder of Ton, as you know, and I've been holding Ton for a very, very, very long time, right? And I still hold it, and I actually saw today that it's starting to bounce a little bit, even though there's a slightly red market. You can kind of see Ton slightly up, CROs up. So that's my thesis. So it's great that we got all the different people here. Sheldon, I want to go back to you, bro, because I know that you're like a bullish trader. You're naturally much better in bull markets. In fact, I haven't known you to go short for long periods of time. I've never known you to be a short trader, because you're similar to me, but you just got that trader spice. How do you deal with periods like this? Do you sit out the market? Do you get wrecked? How do you, when the market?
No, 100% you go through wreckages, but all that I did is I took my trading capital and I split it into 20 lives. So I give myself lives more than that. Reason why I'm saying this is because I look at myself as a football player, as an example, and there's the Premier League and all of them. I choose to be good at the Champions League. I choose to be the best at one avenue, which means when everyone is now trying to should I short, should I sell, I'm practicing my long techniques. Because I saw this in the last cycle, or now when we had the pump in November, what I did to my accounts when I 7x my entire portfolio in that little 3 months crazy run over there, shows that everything that I'm training for the Super Bowl. When the Super Bowl comes, it goes. The moment that I start switching strategies and I try to be more conservative and I try this, it's quite simple. I've made sure that I have a bit of dollars coming in every month, that I can buy a little bit more investments if it's getting cheaper, sure, right? But end of the day, I'm going to keep training to be the best in the world in my avenue. If I'm going to try change it now just because things have shifted, I'm never going to get the best in the world at what I do. Therefore, my shows will grow the biggest, my accounts will grow the biggest, everything will grow because that's all that I train for instead of trying to flip. So I play the other routes, which does put me under a lot of pressure when markets go down and stuff, yes, but it makes me so much wiser and so much better at my technique so that when the time comes, bro, the reason why it's worth a couple of $100 to where I've built to today is just because when the good times come, I'm ready for them.
Okay, but I
know the bad times come.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question. So
your long terms I can't recover. They recover over time again. So I don't take any of that personally.
Okay, now I want to ask you a question. So I looked at your new school. I know that you've launched a new school. This school is about a new school. This is about how to 3x your crypto portfolio, right? So how do you 3x your crypto portfolio in a market like this?
The longer term approach. So this is your entries for the next 6 to 9 month entries in these zones. The moment we start getting through this over the next couple of weeks, you're setting yourself up for massive hundreds of percents of the upside when the market wants to go up in a couple of months again. So it's quite easy to. So with this type of thing, you're zooming out because we're quite privileged to get high time frame buys again. I think we can all agree on that. So the fact that these alts are so cheap again.
So you're just going longer. With this, you're going longer time frame. So you're teaching people slightly longer time frame trades here, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's the approach you take now. And then again, what I teach them is inside of that, I have smaller accounts that are trying to catch every bottom. Because you know what? It may chop me for weeks, but Sheldon will catch the bottom. when the rest are trying to figure out, oh, I'm going to get in now. I'm already back at break even, and I'm already back above from any losses that's come. So I just choose to just get good at one instead of chopping and changing and these type of things. That doesn't make sense to me.
You know what?
You'll never be good at all three. You'll never be good at all three. Be the best at one, and that's what I've always been stuck to. And my community know that too. They know that, hey, we're the most volatile when it comes to this, but they know when the good times come, we whoop by far, and that's because of the trading process.
So I mean, I must say, like, this really does show me the power of banter. And I'll tell you why I say it's a power of banter. So number one, I think we all have an amazing like vibe between all of us. Even though, like, I know you guys, we all take cocky bets, and but ultimately we have an amazing vibe. But just look at the breadth of traders that you've got here. So you've got like Dylan's not here, but Dylan loves the bounce. Like Dylan loves that. Like Dylan loves that.
A banger.
Yeah, Dylan loves that bounce. Dylan loves that bounce. He's in Mauritius now. Fefe is always the guy, like, bro, I'm in, out, bro. Like, sure, tough. And, and Carl's like, he's happy to sit on the sidelines. I think Carl's the only one at Banter who's actually happy to sit on the sidelines. Like, bro, I can't imagine not being fucking invested in the market. Like, maybe I define myself by being invested in the markets. I don't know.
How do you get better? Like, how do you improve yourself if you're sitting on? I'm just trying to understand. Like, I use these periods to get better, to sharpen my tools and to get things.
Look, I believe that the wealth is made in the waiting. You're either waiting for low prices, at which point if Bitcoin halves in price and I exited, I've now doubled my Bitcoin stack. Or you're waiting because you took an early trend trade where the trend shifted towards the upside. Now you're waiting for that to play out. So my predominant wealth has been built through the swing trading approach. Like I entered, my first appearance ever on YouTube is, remember, we know the story. We went against each other, and I shorted from 48K down to 20K. That's where I closed the position. That was one trade. Mm-hmm. I re-entered everything that I had to my name between 16.8 and 17.2, and I held that trade until 92 now. That's the second trade. And that's it. Now just wait. Carl? Are these trades the EMA trades? Are these that EMA trade that you showed me the other day? It is part of that. Yes, part of using the 21 weekly exponential. Let's quickly look at that trade again, because I mean that's I know that's your trading style, and it fucking works, bro. I wish I could do it. I wish I could just sit out the market, but I guess that's FOMO of being out the market. I'm like, I'd rather just stay in and feel the pain. But I should actually not do that. You know what I'm going to do? That's an addiction as well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to open an account, and I'm going to put like X amount of dollars in that one account, okay? And I'm going to just trade just the EMA strategy. Nothing else, just go EMA, bang, in, out, finished. Like I'm actually. This has been throughout Bitcoin's history. There's other confluent factors that I add to this just to let you know. But I always say the most simplistic approach which a monkey could trade would be if price is above the 21 EMA, and this is the key point. It's angled towards the upside. You just hold your long, and that is it. And you hold your long, and as soon as it loses it and it's angled towards the downside, you exit. And you don't. I'm not necessarily saying short the market. I believe short crypto is very, very risky, but just exit and hold a cash position. And when you reclaim it, you go long. When you lose it, go out, right? Cash position, hold in, out, and that's it. Now, there has been times, by the way, throughout, August, where we had that big dip where we lost it and it was angled towards the downside. But this was different. This is where the confluent factors come in. And for anyone that was watching during that time period, you'll know that I was a massive buyer at 49K over here. Despite losing that, because it didn't line up with my timing thesis for how long the cycle should last. So I look at the market cycle theories, etc. But this time, Carl, can't you build this into a fucking algo, into an indicator for us? Can you not just build that with the confluence into an indicator for us? I mean, we can. Yes, absolutely. I think it's possible. So do it, bro. Build us an indicator. Build us the Carl Dupes indicator, which is that EMA 21. I'm busy building now, bro. Come, let's chat. I'll help you build. You can build it, bro. It's so valuable. 100%. I think that's the plan. We're always building at Banter. So, I mean, we built the schools. We built everything. Now it's time to elevate that to add more value for the community. So that's probably the next leg, is to now move into automation. There's some guy in the chat who says, I've been waiting here for almost an hour. Please, can we start? And then someone says to him, we have started. Just refresh your page.
I just wanted to add one thing, though. I wanted to add one thing because it's important. Also, Ran and Kyle said that shorting is risky and all that. But if you understand, you have to look at it differently than an investment. It's not shorting doesn't mean that I sell it and I'm not buying it back for months and months and months. That's investing. That's you getting it out of the market and you swinging your position, which is perfect for if you have a large amount of cash. But if you want to accumulate cash, that means that you have to be in and out. And you have a simple stop loss. It's not risky because you know your probabilities, you know your win rates, you know your risk reward, you know exactly how much you're going to lose when the market starts going. It's not like I'm going to hold the position, Ren said, until Bitcoin goes to 120,000. It's not like that. You have very, very tight stop losses, usually a couple of percent on a chart. And then you just set it up. You got a stop loss. You go for a 1 to 2 risk reward or whatever that is. You actually trade.
But Carl doesn't do that. Carl's in or out. I mean, that's fuck. I wish I could be more like Carl in this sense.
Look, I do still trade the market both ways, but with less capital. I'm talking about like my main portfolio. That's either exposed, it's in, or it's in a cash position if we start to move into a downtrend. But I still will take trades in between, right? Of course, we take low leverage trades because we have to keep our tools sharp, right? If we just walk away, the tools are going to get blunt and we're going to forget. That's going back to Sheldon. You said, how do I keep learning and keep building and keep developing? Well, that's how I still have an allocation to a shorter term portfolio. Like obviously in Whale Room, we long, we short, we're taking the trades in both directions. That's where I think the range trading comes into play. Range trading is going to work all the time. That I really think most short-term traders are going to benefit much more anyway, focusing on range trading for the simple reason that markets range for about 70% of the time and they only trend for about 30% of the time.
I think for the short term, the long shorting is cool. But like in my instance, I'm preparing for long term, and long term is sharpen the tool. Like altcoins are down 70% and I must learn how to short now. Like for me, it's learn the top strategies of longing so that when this market goes into your territory, you can make a lot of the damage back quickly, but how fast you grow is quick. So I think that's a big thing for, I can't sit here now at a 70% drop in altcoins and short for half the day because sure, unless I want to pay a bill, no problem. But when it comes to long-term wealth and what I want to create for the rest of my life, it makes no sense. I'm rather preparing for the Super Bowl and for when the main event comes. We know it will all come at some point.
Different styles.
But what's the prep? When the market starts picking up, you buy and you hold a 3x leverage position for 3 months. Like what I'm saying is if you have...
By the time the altcoin's up to, and this is what I've been teaching in club and I've been teaching for a while, I start on 3, sure. By the time the altcoin's up 30%, I'm on 50x's. I've built those things up.
Yeah, but you just leverage up as the market moves up.
And when it goes, I look on one pump late at 100%, and I've 30x my account, which is way beyond any loss that I took, way beyond any. So I prefer to work on that strategy.
Yeah, different strategy, bro. Fair. This is the beauty of banter, bro. Look how look how many different perspectives. We're all connected like brothers, and we all have completely...
And none of them are wrong. None of them are wrong.
Completely different investment
strategies.
Yeah, which is amazing. Kyle, I just quickly want to understand something. So you changed your school now to talk about market-proof trading strategies. So like what? So and I see the course starts in like 3 days. I actually might even join you for this course because what do you teach in a market-proof strategy? Like honestly, I really want to understand because I'm gonna use this time now. I've made a decision that in this like lull where there's not much to do, I'm using this fucking time to sharpen my fucking knife, bro. I'm gonna become a master fucking trader, investor, and I'm gonna start doing new strategies. So I'm gonna join you guys in 3 days. What is this course? Well, just tell me what's in it.
Sure. Yeah, look, you obviously go through bull markets, bear markets, and then the kangaroo market. So we're adopting relevant strategies depending on what type of environment you're in. Now, it's a very interesting time to join this particular cohort because we literally could be at the cusp of a transition from a bull market into a bear market. It's really possible. So we're going to be going through strategies. Firstly, what would confirm that? Because trading is all about probabilities, right? I'm not saying that is what's happening. We need to take it as it comes. But again, you have to put your money where your mouth is. And if the market is starting to downtrend, we have to change course. We have to change strategies. This is the beauty of being a retail trader and not an institution that has to remain invested, where you have to go through like.
Okay, I'm gonna join. It starts. The first workshop is in 3 days, guys. If you want to join me and Carl, it starts in 3 days. There's a link below to Carl's school. I mean, honestly, like, let's just get better at something. And I know, like, I mean, fuck, Dupes is out the market. What a smart guy. Honestly, I wish I could just be a bit more like Dupes.
Out of all four of you, what's one thing you want to improve now when the market goes up again, eventually when it goes up? For me, it's time to exit investment portfolio. Like,
exactly.
No more holding this shit for 4 years now. Like, I'm holding it and I'm building it. That's cool. But it's like, when those weekly and monthly stocks get to the top, I'm out, bro. Like, I'm done. Then I'll hold cash with Carl, but my trading accounts, I'll never stop. But
yeah, I think for me, what it comes down to is I've noticed definitely for now the market has changed. Like I said, most altcoins just didn't catch any bid. So I think that the big lesson for many people is to really take a more concentrated approach, meaning holding less tokens and coins and making sure that you manage those. We're not in a market anymore, I don't believe, where you can just throw money at it, like throw a dart at a board and you just pick anything and come back a few months later. You really have to be selective. So I think that's a lesson. That's what I would change. I want to be way more selective.
But you three become the biggest degens when this market goes bull. You guys were in so many memes, and so all three of you,
I agree, bro. I agree.
I was sitting on the side like, I'm not even touching. Like, you guys were like all in. All three of you guys were you're pumping it.
I agree with you on that, Sheldon. I think it's important to identify and this is why scalp, like for me, and this is why I went full on scalping, is because screw holding and what is the top. So I'm always going. One thing I promise to myself is whatever profit I make, 50% goes into Bitcoin, whatever that is. If I buy a meme, I make profit, 50% goes into Bitcoin. That's something. It's a 𝗏𝗏 reserve, 𝗏𝗏's national reserve. It goes in there and it's just not touching it. Because it's good to be in and out and jump here and there and memes and AI and all that. But when the music stops playing and
you're not banking the profits, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, these markets are brutal. Like, look at something like Tesla. Tesla dropped something like 60% in a matter of weeks, like an altcoin. It was absolutely unbelievable. So,
but Ron,
yes, sir.
Your side, you've taken big altcoin hits before. What's been your learnings? Like, you've diversified. I know you've been in many. Like, isn't it time? Are you going to start when this market starts ripping? Are you going to start like shrinking? Like, where's your head at with that now?
Look, the trajectory of crypto is up. You agree with me that like there's two technologies or two markets right now that have the same trajectory as crypto, AI and crypto, right? There's like, I think in the world, AI, and when I say AI, it comes down to AI, autonomous cars, crypto, and crypto, right? And I know that the trajectory of those is up and to the right. I also know that I don't need the income from the market to live. So for me, like, and it's different from other people. I don't need the income from the market to live. So for me, this is just a game, right? It's just, can I get more points on the board? It's like going to play a game, because I'm not living off this market. I'm living off the fact that I sold my previous business. So ultimately for me, what am I doing? I'm investing in crypto and I'm investing in AI.
You're taking a lot of bets. You're taking a lot of bets.
Just placing the bets.
Does that hurt, bro?
That's literally the definition of an investor.
Let me show you.
Take a big hit. Like, doesn't it hurt?
No, because let me tell you.
Doesn't it feel like a lot of hard work has been undone?
Let me show you why it doesn't, right? Because this. Okay? Like honestly, like if I was sitting here, this little down here would have hurt me. You see this little down here, Sheldy? That would have hurt me. That would have hurt me a lot. Thing is, I just held. And so the reality is that now, in context, that was that same downturn over there, right? And we are now here, right? And so all I'm doing is I'm investing in these things which fit my narrative. What is my narrative? My narrative is blockchain, and my narrative is AI. So what am I doing to buy? What am I doing to buy this? Most of the time that I spend investing in blockchain and blockchain related. So in my crypto portfolio, obviously blockchain. In my in my stocks portfolio, I'm also investing in crypto. So like MicroStrategy and Coinbase and Robinhood, right? Which is like the future of finance, because they're all going to move to blockchain. And then I'm also looking at AI. So I buy things like Tesla. and I buy things like Nvidia, and I buy things like
So
AMD.
don't you
right?
have like a money target? Like when I get here, I'm selling. Like, do you not, or you just like?
And sell and do what? And just put it into cash? What would I do with it? Just
But what are you doing crypto for? Just for the thrill, or you actually had to make money?
Well,
Like, what's,
no, I'm
what's
saying,
your...
I'm saying, why would I? When I sell, maybe I'll sell some crypto to buy a property or buy more stocks, because my crypto would become bigger than my stocks portfolio and comfortably so. But otherwise, what am I selling for? I'm like, if I sell, I go into cash. Cash is devaluing
But let's say
in nature.
it's amounts of money that you'll never have to ever worry about money ever again.
Well,
like,
hold on. Just look at the biggest billionaires in the world. Like, if you take the biggest billionaires in the world, do you think they sit in cash? No, they sit in investments, right? They just sit in investments.
Except Warren Buffett, because he is sitting at 33 billion. 332 billion.
Record amounts, right?
Yeah, for now. I wish you could see his cash.
Yeah, but he's gonna start deploying.
I wish you could see his money on a blockchain wallet, because then we could just follow his trades and we'd know when he's exiting cash into actually investing, instead of having to wait.
Have you seen that statement? Have you seen the statement that he was like, Trump is doing the best thing to the market he's seen in 50 years? That's like, he was saying this. So I think it just all comes back to Trump, actually. Like, this is why I also think scalping is the way, because no one really knows. This can go another 50% down, and we can turn in literally one sentence.
Don't you guys just feel that the government are just buying all the shit and making sure people don't want to get in right now? Don't you think it's just getting bought under the covers?
No.
You don't?
Not yet.
Don't buy that conspiracy. Don't buy that conspiracy bullshit.
Some of them, you sure?
Don't buy the conspiracy.
It's not about crypto. Crypto is like this. That's the problem. Like, crypto is like a $2.5 trillion industry in an ocean.
Than anyone right now. You don't think they're buying none of those crap. Come on, just follow the charts. You know what else I'm doing in this bear market? No.
You know
why is there great fundamentals and the market's not going up then?
You know what else I'm doing in this bear market, in this time? I'm using this time to get good at trading and investing, and I'm also using this time to learn how to play polo, bro.
You won on Sunday.
I'm playing polo, bro. That's me with the white helmet, bro.
27th. What is the date?
That's me, bro, in the white helmet. Watch this goal, sir. Oh, goal for me.
Did you win on Sunday?
We won on Sunday. We won again yesterday. I mean, I'm still a beginner, but I'm learning how to play polo.
Oh, nice.
It's raining.
That was raining. Yeah, we played in the rain. That day we played in the rain. You shouldn't actually play in the rain because the horses can slip. But you know,
I see trading. I see trading like a sport. You see, you're learning on a horse there to hit. Now imagine you must learn how to short and ride a donkey, and then you must go learn how to ride a cow, and then you must go learn how to ride how. That's why I stick to the horse and the one. And that's how you get good at the one, right? Am I wrong?
Sheldon. Oh goodness. Let me ask you another question. While we're on the matter, like, how's the mindset? Where is your mindset right now, Carl? Let's start with you, sir. Like, how's your? I mean, it's very hard to create content these days. Views are going down because people just aren't interested. Like, how's your mindset?
Yeah. I think the mindset's good because I know that you never want to short a dull market. So the more apathy that comes into the market, the better the opportunity. So, it's just part of the ebbs and flows and the way that this works. I think I oftentimes think of us like athletes, like Sheldon, you also brought that up just now. They go through different seasons, right? We talk about the Olympics. Is the Olympic finals over? Are we going through another 3-year training block before we get to the next Olympics? I hope not. I hope that we're just cooling off, having some refreshers, and we're going to continue up. But yeah, I think the volatility in crypto is what helps us to become very, very wealthy. It's amazing. So although the views go down, I'm a trader first and foremost, so that's the most important thing to me. And I'm very happy with the community that they keep us accountable. And that's what keeps us sharp. Like you said, Rand, you wanted to, become the most knowledgeable that you could in the market. And that's why you actually started Crypto Banter and streaming, to continue to be in the market all the time.
To be forced to be studying. That's why I started.
It's a privilege. It's an absolute privilege. So the mindset is still good.
Yeah.
Can I just add something to that? It was crazy. We went to Malta and with OKX, and we're talking, and there were different people with also doing shows and all that, and we were discussing, and there was this podcast, and there was a question came up, and some information came to my mind. Every single question, something Trump said, something happened with the SEC, something. And at that moment, I truly realized what Ren was always talking about. Ren is always talking about. The reason why this was in my mind is because I'm constantly reading the newsroom, because I'm constantly doing shows. And I didn't even realize it at the time how deep I am how deep banter is compared to the industry, because we really are constantly non-stop in the market and have to understand what we give on the shows. It's actually incredible. It really is a privilege. At that time, I understood, like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, Sheldon, how's your mindset? I mean, I'm dying to watch the rest of this documentary about you.
I think for me, I'm at that point where nothing's personal right now, right? Nothing's personal. Views are not personal. Nothing's personal at this point. So you know me, bro. Build school, build this. Like, let's get ready for when the next wave comes again. That we better and we sharper. And like what I've added to schools now is like way more take profit strategies, way more of these things. Like, you know, just where can I sharpen and get better with those things. So it was tough a couple of weeks back, my mindset, but I'm at that point now where it's like nothing personal, you know.
I mean,
keep grinding.
You're on fire.
I'm working hard.
You're on fire, sir.
I'm on fire outside of the camera, and I don't think that's what people see. Like, people usually like, I'm not doing more shows than ever. I'm busy doing a lot of other stuff. I'm busy building a lot of structure and a lot of these things. And yeah, so I'm good, bro. Mindset's good, and it's not personal anymore. Like, that's a tough thing. I don't know about you guys, to just not take the views and stuff personal, and you know, the heat and that stuff that comes. I think that was the big thing for me to master.
Amazing, guys. Listen, I'm glad that you guys are in such good spirit, such good mindset. I think we're all looking forward to Dubai, to Token 2049. We'll all hang together. We're all going to watch the
banter will never quit, sir. Your hosts are going to work harder than ever. What you've created here, the culture, I know you're going to work harder than ever. We'll be here for a long time, bro.
We're going to be here. We're going to be here. I think, look, before we go, I mean, for those of you who want to stay on and watch like 2 or 3 more minutes of this.
Leave it for Sunday, bro.
No, bro, I want to watch just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
I'm jumping off.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
I love you all.
Your dreams were
wait, Charlie, a little bit more.
Limited.
I can't.
Not many people were successful in our area. Not many people had many dreams as big as ours. Where we come from, obviously, wasn't the best. We come from Boksburg, Benoni.
I was a bit less fortunate than he was. Not like he was very fortunate with money and all that. They also had struggles, and obviously his parents always had their own battles and stuff like that.
Obviously, I had Sheldon when I was very young. I was 16 when I fell pregnant with Sheldon. I had turned 17 by the time I'd given birth to him. And his dad was 17, 18 years old back then. We didn't have rich families. We weren't rich at all. I mean, we were always just barely surviving. And obviously now having a baby at that age, we didn't have parents that could help support us. We just had to make do, and we had to accept what had happened.
Right,
his dad obviously being in the barking
scene. You're gonna make me emotional, bro. I'm gonna jump off here.
Got him motorbikes when he was small. Let him go and race at Walkerville. That's a racetrack in the south of Joburg.
Anything he did, again, from a young age on the racetrack, wherever we were always winning trophies, just being number one wherever he goes. It was tough for him as a kid as well.
The environment we were in wasn't really good. We had a dad who...
Don't stream his whole video.
Don't get me wrong, he was a great man. But he put us through some things.
You know what we're going to do? What we should do? We should launch this on Sunday, but then what we should do is we should have a viewing party. We should all like watch it at the same time with the community. I think that's a cool thing to do. We'll watch it on Crypto Live. We'll air it on Banter, and we'll all watch the live show on Crypto Live.
And mentioning Crypto Live, you can go now and subscribe, because in half an hour I have a show there. So,
Fefe, what's your show about?
This airs later. This airs later.
Exactly.
Later.
So, okay, wait. Well, what is your show about? Just tell us anyway.
Cool. I think it's about. I actually took one of your titles for the first time. It's 99% of people get wrecked. The 1% will do this. And the question is, should you sit out or should you short? That's the question. I think you're a little bit late to start shorting here. I think you got to wait for the bounce.
Yeah.
But when the bounce comes, you have to short like crazy. When the bounce will come, and it will be vibes, and tokens will go 25, 30%, and we're going to nuke back down.
What's your bottom target, Fefe? Do you have anything in mind?
Trump is my bottom two. Honestly, my stance now on like not a scalping stance, but like a grand scheme of things, very simple. Like I need to see a daily high on the total market cap. That's what I'm getting back in. Like that's it. Until I see that happen, everything we can go. Like people underestimate that it's not crypto. Like people go like, oh, they are manipulating. It's not crypto, bro. It's like the world. It's Trump. It's the trade wars. It's tariffs. It's China. It's inflation. It's the great. Bro, and we don't know. No one knows. No one knows. We can go much lower.
What comes first, 72K or 100K for Bitcoin?
I think we could get. I think we could get a bounce to 100, but I do think we're going to hit both. To be honest, so I do think.
I think we're not going to 100. I think we're going to 95-ish.
I think we could easily get a bounce to 100 and then another flash. But I do think we hit both. I do think we hit both. I don't know if you remember. I always said I took that bet with Miles and I said Bitcoin will go under 80. Do you remember I took that bet with? Well, you wouldn't take the bet. Yeah. But and then everyone was laughing at me and throwing things at me. But I'm sticking to my. Yeah. Anyway, listen, guys. If you love this show, if you like these kind of shows, just let us know. We're trying something new. We want you guys to get to know us better. If you like the shows, just let us know. Also, if you're here and you're still watching, smash the like button. We'll see you guys again on the weekend when we watch Sheldon's life story. Till then, trade well, my friends.